Every day, millions of us around the world crack open a can of Pepsi and take that refreshing first sip. There's something magical about it, isn't there? Maybe it's the blend of sweetness and that subtle hint of citrus that keeps us coming back. If you're like me, you've probably wondered what makes Pepsi so irresistible. Let's dive into it, starting with those iconic bottles. Have you seen the refillable glass ones? They're not just bottles, they're a statement. In a world drowning in plastic, Pepsi's glass bottles stand out, not just for their classic look but for what they represent: an eco-friendly way to enjoy your favorite drink. It's a small step, but every time we choose glass over plastic, we're doing something good for the planet. And let's be honest, there's something satisfying about drinking from a glass bottle. It keeps the Pepsi tasting as pure as it was meant to be, enhancing every sip we take. Now, here's something interesting: these glass bottles aren't just about the environment, they're also a clever business move. When you buy a refillable bottle, you're likely to come back for more, right? That's exactly what Pepsi is counting on. It's a win-win situation. We get to enjoy our favorite drink in a sustainable way, and Pepsi earns our loyalty. It's funny how a simple bottle can make such a difference. Speaking of bottles, let's talk about the 1.5-liter plastic ones. These are designed for those moments when one can just isn't enough, like when you're hosting a party or just want to stock up for the week. What's great is that these bottles come with a resealable cap, so you can enjoy your Pepsi over a few days without losing that fresh fizz. It's the little things, like being able to twist the cap back on and know that your next sip will be just as refreshing as the first. But have you ever noticed those grayish-black Pepsi bottles? They're not just a design choice, there's a reason behind them. You see, black bottles have their challenges, especially when it comes to recycling. They're a bit harder for recycling facilities to process. But don't worry, Pepsi is on it. They're working on solutions to make sure even these black bottles are as recyclable as possible. It's good to know that a company as big as Pepsi is thinking about these things, right? Now, I have to admit, Pepsi isn't my top choice. I know, shocking, right? But don't get me wrong, I enjoy it. It's just that I have another favorite. I'll get to that in a bit. But first, let's talk about something that really fascinates me: automation. When we think of automation, we usually picture machines whirring away with just a little help from humans. But in Pepsi's factories, it's like stepping into the future. The process is so streamlined that you barely see a person around. Everything from filling to packaging is done by machines, and it's mesmerizing to watch. Yet, there's still a need for a human touch, especially when it comes to quality checks. No matter how advanced technology gets, it seems like we'll always need people to make sure everything's perfect. And then there's iced coffee. Yes, PepsiCo doesn't just do soft drinks, they've got their hands in all sorts of beverages, including iced coffee. Picture this: huge tanks filled with delicious, ready-to-drink iced coffee, just waiting to be bottled. For busy folks like me who can't start the day without a caffeine fix, this is a lifesaver. No need to brew, mix, or chill, just grab a bottle and go. There's something comforting about knowing that no matter what, your iced coffee will taste just right. And on those hot days, there's nothing better than cracking open a cold bottle and letting that cool, caffeinated goodness wake you up. It's consistency like that which makes factory-made beverages so appealing. But now, let's get back to that favorite soft drink of mine. You might have guessed it, Fanta. There's something about that bright orange color and tangy flavor that just makes me happy. Did you know the name Fanta comes from the German word fantasy, which means imagination? And honestly, every time I take a sip, I can't help but imagine myself in some tropical paradise, soaking up the sun. Fanta just has that kind of vibe, doesn't it? So, whether you're a die-hard Pepsi fan or, like me, you have a soft spot for Fanta, there's one thing we can all agree on: there's something special about cracking open a cold bottle of your favorite drink. It's a small pleasure, but in today's busy world, it's these little moments that make life sweeter. And hey, If you've enjoyed this little journey into the world of Pepsi and beyond, don't forget to hit that like button. It's your way of telling me that you're out there, enjoying this as much as I do. Thanks for being a part of this community. I appreciate each and every one of you. Cheers to the simple joys in life, one sip at a time.